This meeting is being recorded.
Hello, can you hear me? Is Revel there too or no?
Yes. Are you getting on, or you're still updating? Revel says he's updating the Zoom app.
Okay, cool.
All right, sounds good, sir. Thank you. All right, sorry about that. How you doing, Eric?
I'm okay. Just I was
Good.
doing some Excel spreadsheet magic, filtering, trying to figure out where our issue is, why we're not getting as many
I
leads.
can hear you. Hold on.
Make sure my microphone is turned up.
Oh, there's a solid chance that I am the problem. 9 times out of 10, that's the reality.
Input.
Hey, Eric.
All right.
Latest little email.
And I saw it because they emailed me too, right? They emailed all the
Okay.
admins. So we can work on that, or we can figure out what this is. I mean,
Let's talk about both. I mean, Rachel, just so that you know, the has hate to say it out loud because they may have somebody that's listening.
The Greenville location has gotten suspended. You know,
but so all we need to say here is I'm continue to keep the rent going down there.
Yeah. So what we need to do is we need to go in and appeal that. But when you appeal it, you have steps that you need to take, and so we need to set that up before you go appeal it, because I don't have a rental agreement. I don't have the address information other than what I have on Google, right? So I don't know. Like, I don't have documents that I could say this is true. This is true. We have an office there. It's a sales office.
Okay.
Oakland, Greenville, blah, blah, all the reasons why you put it out in the first place. Likely what has happened is they reviewed profile and said, wait a minute, there's 2 of these. Let's cancel the one that they just made. And it's automated. So it's, it could have flown under the radar and been fine. But now that this happened to other people, right?
Okay.
To another guy in Florida, house in West Palm, and he has an office in Jupiter, and the Jupiter office has been there for 20 years. And the warehouse has been there for 2 years, and we just made it a GMB so that he could get more business south of. And like 2 months after we made it, they did this thing, and so he just had to prove and do. But we did out the video the first time, so I don't know why it's, but it is. It's just Google,
Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go in and pay my rent for the month, I think. But do I need to do any? Are you going to do this, or is that
walk through it together, because I don't have the rental agreement and
okay
information, and it probably help us too is have else that ties you to that address,
the rental agreement
or bill, or that's the other thing.
No, you don't have a power bill or phone bill.
Right, you're in a Regis office, right?
That service, it's all web. I mean, that's how it is with a lot of it. So
yeah. I'm just
it's
wondering
going to be
something else we can subscribe to get that service address for that service, and then that sends you a message.
So the one other thing is to get a business address, a business license in that location. I don't want to have to do that.
Yeah, that's kind of pain in the butt.
But just what they say, or what?
Yeah, I mean, we can submit it, and that submit the deal. When you appeal, it's basically, I was going to write it for you, and this in with the appeal, that it basically says, hey, I'm this person, Revel, the owner of this company,
Right.
company based out of Spartanburg. We opened this office in Greenville to get more, business and expand second location, really a sales office currently. That once we establish it, we will, set up a knock down there. That's the whole premise of creating this.
Yeah, you could say that. I don't know about establishing another shop down there, but it's fluff, and you think that's good. Go ahead and do
fluff. You don't have to say that sentence, right? You could just say the one sentence. That's just tough.
And then a contract. Tell you anything like why?
Well, it says deceptive content is all it says, and there's like 50 things that could be in deceptive content. So it's like, what
the things? I didn't click on it. Do they do what's deceptive?
Yeah, if you click on the deceptive content, it'll open up, and then you can see all of the different tiers. There's not in there right now, so I can't tell you exactly what.
It's there. on suspension policy, deceptive behavior, fake engagement, impersonation, information misrepresentation. There's a lot of stuff. I mean, how am I supposed to know what they require?
It it's really one of these four things that they think is going on, and I think most of it's not assassination, right? Because you are actually the owner of Smith, so that may be why they killed you, right? Because I think it might be impersonation. Maybe it's information, which it's a location, but it's not. It's a completely different city, and so it's a sales office and not the main shop, right? That's what you have to get the point across in your
Okay,
right.
so you're going to create that and send that to me.
Yes.
What to do with it or how to appeal.
Yeah, click file appeal, and there's like 4 steps, and you just through the process of submitting. Do it on the phone. It's no big deal.
You want to do that now, later?
I haven't written I have an idea because I've written a few of these before.
Let's wait.
Let's
wait. I got like 100 things to do, and I want to make sure I do that for them too. So why don't we do that on maybe Monday or Tuesday? Does that work for you?
Yeah, sure.
Any notice on that, or?
Ideally, I put my calendar out there so you can just pick a day that works for you anytime that's in there.
Okay, yeah.
But it can be Monday.
Monday works at 3 o'clock.
Yeah.
3 o'clock Monday. And sending that out.
Right, want to be on this call too? To be there.
As far as
No,
that
you
part,
don't.
that's up to Ruffle.
Right?
Yeah.
This is adaptive behavior, trying to help me do better. Just send that to me. Okay, so
I think I got the right day. The 10th, is that right? Yeah. Okay. 10th.
yeah, 10 at 3 o'clock.
Yeah. Into this other issue.
Yep. Rachel, did you send that latest Excel sheet to Eric?
Close it out because just added a June in there.
Can you flip it over? You take control.
Not on my computer because it's being a little bit finicky right now as far as its quality of video. So that'll slow it down to the point of probably being, but I'm attaching this. I mean, it's very similar to the opportunity stuff in leads where we'll check, but it's just slightly more clarity on our part. So I'm sending it, but it's just basically had a really, really great month, or I think it was April
and May. April, May both were really high.
And then May dropped down. This is so revenue. Rachel, am I interrupting you? Did you want to?
No, go for it.
Air January $5. We didn't start this till right.
Yeah. March, end of February. Yeah.
So you got 10,450 in February. I don't know, but I've 10,761 in March, and then April it had a huge month of 47,000, and then May drops to 12,000. So this I'm thinking, and Eric, you may know this better than me, but I don't know of any industry, car industry, for instance, huge bump in April because of tax returns. You get your refund in, or you call it, in April. And there's for a while, and it was for a long time, I always saw a big April. We're getting their funds back and spending it, and that's what I know what I'm looking at here. I don't know, Eric, do you hear that at all, Lummers, or?
Mm-hmm.
Well, it is cyclical time of the year, definitely. But I think if I look back at the one opportunity, so I'm just navigating, I got access to the file that you guys are reviewing. But when I look, this is sorted or filtered by just the Aprils 1 through 30. And then I also put here of leads that came from, and this was June. But you can see in April, the 4th month, we had 167 leads that came in. That's a tremendous amount. 100 of those were phone calls from his profile. So it's the previous month was just 53, and then May was dropped to 28. So huge dip right there.
Part of it
same
was
thing with Google Local Service, right? It was 20 right here and here. So just keep that, like that's something else that's, an anomaly was we had a tremendous April. So go ahead, you were saying?
No, because I remember we had recently, one of the last meetings that we had was we had a conversation about the budget and dropping it down, because Google Ads specifically, because it's on that threshold, doesn't necessarily seem to have a cap. So I'm wondering if any of the changes we made might have affected things.
Yeah, I mean, definitely, if you change your budget in Google, they're going to show up less. But it could be that your projects were bigger, like the number of one opportunity. This one's in quote and it's one, so I can let better, right? So you could see, looks like 34 one opportunities in April, 47. But
there was
huge, right? Some of them were big, like $1.
There was almost 1,000
right here. Quang Lee, another one's almost 6. Matt Dillring.
But that's pretty standard, those numbers. Yeah, if you added them up and divided them by 34, I mean, what is it? 30, you have
47,366 divided by 34. 1,390, so almost $1,400 average, because you got some $35 ones and some $85 ones, right? Let me turn a wrench to make the pipe stop leaking. But then there was bigger ones. So on average, your tickets, that's for numbers for, so put that in your mind, right? That was, what was it, 30s, $1,400. And then if we, one, 12 opportunities won in April, 12,000. It's still an average of about $1,000 a piece, like 12 instead of 30 something.
So let me ask you this: if you Google business profile call, and GBP before for April was, now that was the big number. That's 32,000 in April, and in May it was 12. So business profile call is that Google Pay and Google Guarantee?
That phone number is on your website and on your Google Business, so that it matches on all the other directories that we've created, we've updated, so that we can have them all in alignment to match. And that's what they call is your NAP, name, address, phone number. So on Yahoo, on Bing, just directories, there's thousands of them, but we primarily hit 300 to 400 of them. That's the same. So anybody that calls that number, it's going to read GBP.
And
so coming from, or where are the Google paid advertising calls coming through, and where are the Google?
Those are these other G ads. So there's one that's an extension, which means the Google ad, somebody could just call from the screen, right, on the ad. Then there's another phone number on the landing page. And then there's the form landing page. So if somebody wants to fill out a form, they can do that. These are small numbers, right? But these are all the Google ads that we've run over the whole amount of time. So you got 30 basically that have come in uniquely from Google ads. And then you've got local service ads. And we didn't start tracking local service hour system until April. And I think we did it in the first week, or all of them, I don't think. But it's seen a dip as well, because it from 20 to 7.
Reminding myself, say that's going to be our Google Guarantee, correct? Local services. Yep.
Yeah. Okay. It's the local service ads.
So as far as the Google business page, there's not really a distinction between, like, if somebody comes through on the Google ads and then they end up page occasionally from Google ads, is there?
there's another snippet of code that I'm getting ready to add to websites, and it's a visitor match code. And I'm working on it in the background, so I haven't launched it to everybody yet. But that will help us understand the customer journey. And so if somebody lands on this, and then they land on your web, land on your landing page, we'll know that this same user has been all these.
It's just a logger, because it would,
It's called visitor match, and we're going to use it for too. Is we're going to take that data from the code that we put on your landing pages and things like that into high level, into Leads Manager, right? And anybody that lands on any page, we're going to message and say, hey, we just saw that you were here, plumbing issues, call this number. And if they call somebody we didn't lose, right? It's somebody that was doing research, and then all of a sudden in their inbox and in their text message, they get a message. For personal attorneys, and
ambulance chasers.
They're using it, and it's like, that crazy.
Okay, cool. That'll be cool.
They're able to take the 10 visitors they get, and instead of getting 1 or 2 submissions or calls, they ratchet it up another. So out of 100 visitors, now they have 5 more, 10 more leads.
Yeah. But theoretically, so once that launched into the algorithm, we'll be able to see like which targeted ads are the most effective, and compounding on that.
Yeah.
Nice.
You can see that now if we into the ads. You can see which keywords and all that. But you got to just dive into that, and that's what we're doing for you.
So
other thing we have to note is the person that you guys updated your ads for you. Remember?
Yeah.
And that has an impact on how effective your ads are. But it didn't. I mean, we were running your ads in April. They did that in May, and so you got less leads, right? If you look at it,
the result of
they messed up the ads. Like they messed up what we were doing.
Look at this, and if I look at this, well, we also reduced the we went from that back our spend.
I think we set a cap at 1,000 per channel.
And so 1,004 in April, May we're 1,751. That's what Rachel got.
Impacts it, yeah.
So if I look at May, those 2 right there that are CTM 2 in May.
These CTMs.
No, not CTM. Chad widget, whatever. 2 in May.
Website.
They're 2, and if you look at I wish you the spreadsheet. Okay, open that up.
I'm gonna have to download it. Open it.
This is exactly what I asked for. She's delivered it. So
yeah, you're good, Rachel. You guys, all thermo, Carolina washing, but some of the other clients that I've got, they're like, they have no idea. They're making money and they're okay. But they don't know where the leads are coming from, where they should spend more money. I'm like, gotta have. I can't do that, like, because I'm not making the sales, so I don't know the data.
Click on May, because this is the point. Those 2 at the top that equal $100 ADS all. Those are the 2. Yeah, it's based on what you said. Those 2 came from Google paid ads. So that's all we got was $100. The GBP all came from the web.
Yeah, these right here. It's from your Google business profile, your website.
And those were
just in general ads and call the.
So so we net $100. That was the gross revenue generated from spending 51, basically, right?
Well, that revisits my question that at the moment we are unsure if the GBP sources did have an origination in the ads, correct?
Yeah. I guess that's what Eric's going to be able to figure out. But
go into the Google profile and calls. It got 54 calls is what it's saying it got, right? 50, but we're not. We didn't record 54 calls, right? For May, 54 click to call links. We only got Google phone numbers, right? I don't showing up for me right here. 4275.
That's our phone.
That's
the
your
phone
normal phone number, right?
number.
The 4275 has been, and that's okay. It just won't 5100 won't register the same in
Mhm.
leads management the number. So you may actually be in your Google business profile.
Mm-hmm.
They can't report in here, don't have the phone number. Does that make
Mhm.
sense?
No, I'm not following you.
So when somebody clicks the call on the app or on Google, it's going to call this number. The primary was 5100, and we switched it along the way. And I don't know if that was Google did that, or my team turned something off, or something glitched, because that can happen too, right?
Well,
Can
our,
be
no,
the-
our
Well,
main
didn't it
numbers
just
always
say?
been-
I thought I saw a little thing that said your phone number has been updated by Google. I
and
thought
they
I
may
saw
have
that.
done, Google may have, yeah,
Mm-hmm.
There's always been the 4275 number.
yeah.
Mm-hmm. 5100. If people click on to record that in leads, because that directs it through their system.
Correct.
Yeah, I'm not saying change it. I'm just saying 4275
Mm-hmm.
has always been our office number.
Mm-hmm.
If you want to have a different number for different reasons, I mean, you got it. Y'all have to tell me if we need to do that.
I think you do.
Okay.
It's because it makes it easier for us to track it.
Good.
That way
then
we
do it.
know. Because it seemed weird that we went from 100 calls in April to 28 in
Mm-hmm.
May, and then we don't have any. There's nobody to call.
Yeah.
So that means that that had to have happened sometime in May when Google switched.
So, okay. So you number thing?
Went down so much.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not. Why would it just eliminate the calls? They wouldn't come in at all. Are you saying they?
Well,
may
the
have
calls
come
are coming in. They're just coming in on the 4270.
See what you're saying.
Able to track the phone number that we provided, right?
So they're not coming in. They're not coming in saying this is from Google or something like that.
Right. You've got a new lead. Press any key to connect.
One thing that has happened is we have is bogus.
We turn those off. We turn those down.
Okay.
That's
Okay.
been
So
helping. Dan helped a ton.
yes. So if you new calls, you've got a new lead that will should be able to track better what's happening.
Yeah.
Okay.
Something else
Makes
is going
so
on
much sense
here.
because conversations were so low as like I was in there processing. It just there wasn't a lot going on for leads. That makes a
Yeah.
lot of sense.
What's the phone number for your local service ads? Because it should still be the number we bought for you guys. I don't know if you have it, if you can look at it, what's on that, but you could invite me
Let
to
me-
it.
I mean, just on our. What are you talking about?
I'm trying to pull it up right now, but it'll be just a
Okay.
hair slow
Okay.
because my computer is.
Might-
Revel, go for it.
Well, I
I
might.
don't know.
You have invited me to account, so I might be able to check it this way.
Mine says 864-432-6504.
Yeah, that's the right one.
Oh, what are these? Are all different numbers that are used from.
Hmm.
So this is the GLSA, or I mean the which is the main one that works. This is also the number we use for texting people, right? Submit a form, whatever, we take back and say, hey, thanks for reaching out, blah blah blah. The Google Ads extension, this is a Google landing page. This is the Greenville business profile number. There's ads. The 65. Phone numbers. You go to so you're in there and you go to settings and then down to phone numbers.
Settings.
We'll make sure you access to it. Manager.
Leads.
At Google.com forward. If you go to profile and budget, it's listed there.
Well, I may have access going into it, but
You just need to kind of keep in your mind is that the reason why we set all this tracking up is so that we have as accurate data as possible. And because the ads that we run don't always reflect in the ads manager. So get the lead in, or get the call in, and so we know exactly how many leads we got, and then we try to track it back to which ad we call that to happen. We do some UTM codes and other things too that help understand that. But you know what ads are effective for causing people to click. Running out there, actually these are disapproved for some reason. $100 spent, 4 calls, 8 of May 1, so the last month.
So what are the ones that have done poorly? What's going on there? That's good.
Expert drain, so that must have covered drains. Or expert height there. Another one.
A question of, this is kind of, get these calls and they come in, they say, it comes in as you didn't pick up the phone or answer this, comes in from leads, but it's coming to me.
Oh.
So
Yeah.
And if I don't get it, we lose that lead. I'm a lot of time on the phone and call.
You can see those missed ones. Those are the ones that I either follow up myself if I have time, I forward it to Melissa. If it comes through and I check it in certain to see if anything's come of it, because I know a lot of times you hit. And if there hasn't, I either follow up myself or I forward it to Melissa.
Oh, okay.
It sends it. Yeah.
I'm just wondering if it's
the person that's been assigned to the lead as the user. Does that make sense?
I'm wondering if it would be better if it went to Michael, Melissa, or Rachel.
I
can do that.
I don't know.
Is we can send. It's already the other step it does is it sends an email. Right? It sends an internal and lead connector, but it also sends an email. Right. So it's doing it.
It needs to go. It's redundant, and it needs to go to one person who follows up and calls them versus 2 or just wasted 3 people's time.
Okay. Are you talking like incidents where I've followed up, or you've been followed up with? Are you tried that situation? You mean?
Yeah. Why are we calling them twice, 3 times? I mean, I don't want to say just send them to me, follow up.
No. That's not the thing you want to do, because you're the leader of the organization.
Right.
So somebody in the team needs to be assigned to that task. Because it's you have to be available to it when it comes in.
Right. So Melissa is going to do it. I think she's got too much. Rachel, do you have part?
I am a modern, I can't even say youth anymore because I've passed that. But I don't even know anymore. I don't know if I grew up overseas. I get that.
Did you grow up without a cell phone?
I did. So my first phone, I was in college, flip thing.
Yeah, there you go. So,
but I'm on my phone frequently, constantly. I get notifications, and so I'm able to quickly address them. Like that to be something that's in my purview.
Yes, but what I would like is to call them within the next 20 minutes. I talked to 2 of them today. I called 2. One was I put the notes in there, but one was a restaurant. And they needed
for hibachi, Panda Hibachi. I made a note.
Right. And they need someone to go out and call us back because I told them $35 dispatch. And it's going to cost it. And I said, we got to get out there. It's be able to see us is going to require or a jetter. Well, I get back to you. And anyway, then the one before that, then I called another one after that I had missed, and she had already got taken care of. So that was a missed opportunity. If you could take these calls, if you don't
I recommend we do it on a trial, because if I don't get it fast enough for your preference, since I'm usually not in the office, then we might need to give it a shot for now.
What you'd have to do, you would have to, the problem with not being able to,
Yeah, and we also need to readdress because I don't have access. I know I have the calendar and Service Fusion, but I know that we have the written one in-house too. And if I'm not in the office to see that, then that becomes a question.
hurting for business. We're really, I think, really maxed out on what we can even do now, but
That's
we want to
fantastic
get,
to hear.
yeah, we want to,
I mean,
we want to take advantage of all our
Mhm.
opportunities when they come in. Like that Jetter lead could have been
so look at the camera and say that again.
out on all our stuff.
You guys are maxed out, dude. That's amazing.
Well,
And you're only spending what, 4,000? You're making $45,000. That's huge. Or 12. I mean, it depends, right? So
Lead
sometimes
management?
What's
It's got to, it's got to be better than 12.
It's called a testimonial.
It's got to be more than 12. But anyway, it's
Yeah. Well, we missed 20 or 30 calls from the track them because
I wonder what if we could get back to that May month, that task
Yeah,
April, right?
April was beautiful.
I
Yeah.
mean, since you really think, Eric, the change that they made, the Google people made,
Sure didn't help.
well, you still got those calls, right? And you probably won some, but it doesn't reflect in the system. So you don't know that was generated
Okay.
by the organic traffic that we're
Right.
generating.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Okay,
Because
that's
people just called your business line. You probably got, well, I mean, when you look at Google's numbers, you got 54 calls in May. And you also got 94 website clicks because they'll click your website too, right?
right.
When I look at
And-
Google for May, let's actually do. You got 3 submitted forms and here. So 9 plus 54, which is 63. So you got 63 organic leads, organic communications from
Mm-hmm.
into your business system.
Mm-hmm. 28, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was a lot lower. Let's see here.
Yeah, we cut.
And then 2 yeah, so 63 minus 4, 3 of those in our system that catch. I mean, it'll book, if you're booking business on, then that may have been another, $5,000. Be nice to get more like April.
I think I'm comfortable.
Yeah, I'm glad we fixed the phone number.
Rachel, for having this. And Rachel, let's just, do you want to make sure that all those caught me too, or do you try it for like 2 weeks? But the
Well, in
problem is-
hindsight, because I can't
yeah, you won't be able to
get
schedule.
somebody and they're amenable, I can forward it to Melissa at that for final. I can do that to sound out information if they want to schedule, if you're comfortable with that.
You'd have to know every day what the schedule was.
Yeah.
Let's do. Because yeah.
I-
Oh, where was that?
In my yard.
Ah. Let me think about
Yeah. I think that might be.
leave it like it is. Try to see if we got another dude.
We need to get these that come in that say new.
So you don't get the
The
I
missed
get the missed call one. I don't get the general ones, but I go and check a couple times a day.
I'm
Just
trying to
got a
look
message.
at what I got here. I get
Wrong number. But see, I get notification of a conversation. So I get notification on my phone because I have the app.
Yeah.
Just wondering if you're still in the market for an agent.
right. I got that one. Hey, just wondering if you're still in the.
Check wrong number.
I don't respond, but if here's one. Is stating that the business profile has been suspended. I don't know where these come from. These all email, not. Let's just.
I'll just leave it as.
Yeah, but what are exactly? Where do they come from? What's flagged? When do I get them?
So there's a trigger that happens anytime somebody comes through the website chat widget, the website contact form. That happens. That you have a new lead. I mean, somebody filled out a form basically, and you'll also get a different email from ads when form on our landing page. Those are fewer, right? You're going to get fewer because less people do that, more people call, right? In the month of, let's just say May, you got one lead form from Google and 10 websites. So somebody sent a message web form. Now, not all of those are going to be real, right? Some of them are spam. We got to cut down on them, but like April, you got 4 from ads and 1 from your. So it's a lot higher now. That's not been so far.
Yeah, I'm looking at one here. From.
I can change as in the subject line, based on where it comes from. If you want to say a customer product has engaged, check LZM is what it says in the subject line. But I can make it like the person's name or something.
Oh, that might be better because if it's like this one, Spigot out. She called. That was today. No one ever got back to her. Sandra Bright. I don't think. She must have called too, so.
First name, and it'll say has engaged, check LZM.
Yeah, because anything.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry, I said a bunch of things, but I was on mute still. Sorry. No, Sandra Bright is a good example of one that had come in. I saw, was able to screenshot and send that information to Melissa. So she's in the booking confirmed. She's booked for 6/7. So she's good.
Then why don't we send it to Rachel? You can talk to her and then you can screenshot it and send it.
I think because that's a great situation where my one fear of me, I have absolutely no problem with doing that. But if I'm the one who's back in touch and they want to schedule something, I don't have access to the written schedule that we usually have. If you're fine me just forwarding it to Melissa after I'm with them, then that's you.
If it's during the day, if it's a call during the day, like before 4 o'clock, then, and you talk to her, then you can say, then you can and send it to Melissa and say, hey, I just talked to this customer, this prospect, they want to set up a call, they want to set up a time for us to come on out. Can you please give them a call? Does that work?
Yeah, that works out great. That's very similar to what we need to just go back to having conversations with you and so you both see them at the same time, like in a group text?
No, not really. You don't
No.
include me. It just confuses things. Then I'm calling Melissa up and saying, hey, did you make this? She's like, yeah, I did. Why are you bothering me? I mean, I don't want to. Yeah, I don't want to keep of it. If you can, and then you're communicating directly with Melissa, it will be more efficient talking to the customer. That way, Melissa's not having to do it, and I'm not having to do it. You're doing it.
Perfect.
If it's if you schedule something like you might have all today, like we tell them it's a $35, and they
sorry to interrupt you guys.
Yeah,
I got another call that starts right
now.
now.
Okay, thanks, Eric. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
But it's been a blast. We'll talk on Monday.
Okay, wait, but do you want to make that share?
I did.
Rachel.
Okay. I already made it.
All right.
You'll still get the email, but you know that Rachel's taking it. So
thanks.